Hi Booktube, it's Missy, and today I'm here to do a video I've never done before, and that is a book discussion. It's also a mashup of book shoutouts or booktuber shoutouts and like booktuber tips. I am really excited on this topic, and so let's just get started. This video was inspired by Richard Denny's channel, and I will leave his link down below. I just discovered this booktuber like 2 days ago, and I love his videos. They are super honest and very entertaining, and he seems like such a genuine person, which I absolutely love. Honesty, when you just, you give yourself 100% to the viewers and you don't shy away from trying to be in a box of what you want other people to see you as. He's just the way he is. And so yesterday he did a video that was called I Can't Afford Booktube, and it went on about, how you don't need to buy books to be a good booktuber. You don't need to have hauls every month. You don't have to be super outrageous or just be yourself. And I just really enjoyed it. It was a 10-minute long video from the heart discussing, what you do and don't need to do for Booktube. And I concur. The entire video was brilliant, and I agree 100%. When I first started Booktube, which was last January, I decided I wanted to be on Booktube because I was excited that there are people out there that want to talk about books. On Booktube, you can, and it's very exciting. And so, like, with a big, huge Booktube tip, you don't have to buy books. You don't have to have these shelves of books in order to be a booktuber. The reason you're here for Booktube is to talk about books, not the buying of the books or anything else. An extremely good example of this that I just admire is Samantha over at Thoughts on Tomes. She's been a booktuber for a little over a year, and she's got 10,000 subscribers. She doesn't do very many book hauls. I mean, I've seen her do book hauls, but she doesn't have one or a plethora of them every month. The thing that she does a lot of is book discussions, book reviews. And when I first started, I wanted to do book reviews as well, but I'm not very good at putting my thoughts together collectively and then spewing them out. My brain kind of goes 90 miles an hour. I switch my idea mid-sentence, and then I have to like think about what I was gonna say before it comes out, and then kind of retract it, and sometimes I jumble what I want to say, or I use the wrong word for something, and that makes a whole big huge difference when it comes to making videos. And so as a booktuber tip, if you are a very good speaker, make reviews. You can make spoiler-free reviews like Samantha does, and you can also make gush videos like she does, where she, spoils the whole book and tells you every little bit of it, everything that she likes, and then, a book that she just talks about the synopsis and what she liked about the book but doesn't go into detail. And, I mean, she has so many followers because she does really great book reviews. So if you're a great speaker, all you have to do is do great book reviews. If you're excited about what you talk about, people will watch. If you look at the camera, I mean, some of these people have, they don't look at the viewer, they look at themselves talking, which is fine. It's hard to keep track of the viewfinder on cameras or whatever. I mean, I constantly look at myself too to make sure that I'm in frame, but I do enjoy watching booktubers that look at me like they're talking to me, like we're having a conversation, sitting and having coffee or whatever. I feel more involved in your discussion video or reviews or book hauls or whatever if you are looking at me. Also, a good tip is lighting. My half of my videos are crap because the lighting is so bad. And then I bought studio lighting, which is really not that expensive. It was like $20, and it comes with an umbrella and a light bulb and a little stand, and that way I just seem brighter so you can actually see me talking and there's no like huge shadows on my face. So just look at the camera, talk about what you want, and have good lighting, really. I mean, if you can turn all the lights on in your room, that's great too. It's hard to see and focus when it's super dark all over the place. And like I said, you don't have to buy books. There is a library. Richard talks about this. Use your libraries. I use mine every 2 weeks. I always have a ton of books. And the problem with me is I am a collector. Unlike some people, I collect. Before I started Booktube, I collected DVDs, and I would wait for them to go on sale back when there was a Circuit City before they all shut down. I would wait for their Sunday, like not coupons, but like the ad that came in the newspaper. I would wait for Sundays, and I would look to see what was going to be their $4.99 deal for that week, and then I would rush to Circuit City and buy the movies that I've been dying to own for $4.99 or less. I just a ton of DVDs. I still buy every Disney movie that comes out, and now I get ridiculous where I have to own not only the DVD but the Blu-ray, so I always buy the combo packs. So before I collected books, I collected DVDs, and if that's your personality, if you are just a hoarder in general and you like to collect things, more power to you. But you don't have to have these bookshelves. Mine are not humongous like some people are. Mine are just overstuffed because this is all I could do, and I usually buy them for $1 or $5 or less. I never buy full price if I can help it. I always bargain shop. If I can get it at Thrift Books, then I'll buy it there. If I can get it at Book Outlet, I'll buy it there. If I can get it on Amazon for cheaper than Barnes & Noble, I will definitely buy it on Amazon. Barnes & Noble is my last resort, and that is usually only if I have a gift card already. Then I will shop at Barnes & Noble. Not because Barnes & Noble is a bad store, but because it's so overpriced. I mean, like Richard said in his video, adult novels are like $30. And if you take the Barnes & Noble coupon that they usually give out for like 10, 15, 20% off, that's still change. That's like nothing. That's like tax. And so I really don't like doing that. But I do get gift cards every once in a while for Christmas or from coworkers, and then I will go to Barnes & Noble and spend that money there. But usually I try really hard to buy all these books either used or at a very low discounted rate. You don't have to though. The library is very sufficient, and you can get most of all these books at the library if you're lucky. Sometimes the libraries aren't very big and they don't have it. So here's what the book shout out kind of thing I wanted to talk about. When it comes to Booktube, be who you are and people will like you. If they don't like you, they won't subscribe. If they don't subscribe, good riddance, who cares, right? There are people that I have pressed that subscribe button because they have a beautiful library, and they are kind, and they are, you know, they just have this warm feeling when I watch their videos. They seem so sincere, and I enjoy watching them. And one of those booktubers is Cassidy Von Shea. I love her shelves. They are delicious. She's got YA books, and I absolutely love it. And she buys a lot of her books from Book Outlet, so they're not all full price. She also does a lot of reviews for books, and she does a good job on those reviews. And she also gets books given to her by publishers so that way she can review them, which I don't mind. If you get a book from a publisher, that's great. That's awesome. That's like a bonus for being a booktuber. You don't become a booktuber because you can get free books, but if you can get free books, that's great. No one's going to say no to free books, especially if they're the genre that you absolutely love and you have to have. She's so sweet, and I love her voice, and she's just so nice, and that's what keeps me going. She's sweet, and she has really pretty books, and she reads books that I read and enjoy. More really sweet booktubers is Nicole from the Girly Girl Bookworm. She does hauls, but she also does a lot of reading. And when she does her wrap-ups, you're just thinking, oh my gosh, how did you read so many books? And she's genuine, and I just love watching her channel. Her voice is so soothing and sweet, and I just love it. And that goes along with Amanda over at Amanda PA. I also love her voice. She's super sweet, and she's a mom like me, and we both love psychological thrillers and horror novels, and she does a lot of library books as well. I will leave all these people down below. You should definitely check these people out because they're all so good at what they do, and this is the reason why I watch them. I also watch Maggie over at Mage Reads and Ashley over Ashley Reads, and of course Penelope, my BFF, at Penelope Picks, because they're all super sweet. They all enjoy the books that they read, and you can see how much they enjoy them through their reviews, and they're honest about, you know, their opinions on books, and they all kind of read the same as me. There is also Elizabeth over at Book Babble. She's really sweet. She does a lot of like top 5 Wednesday videos. She does the Tuesday talk videos. She does some hauls, but she does a lot of library books. Like, all of these people really use their libraries well, and I just love that. There is also a group of people that do really good like literary fiction reviews. Now, I don't read literary fiction, or if I do, I don't know that I'm doing it, and I don't read them on purpose because I feel like it's kind of stuffy. I don't know why I think that. Like, I have some kind of cringe effect when I think of literary fiction. I think of intellectuals, and not that I don't want to be a part of that group, I just don't think I will get the book or enjoy it because sometimes they're dry, sometimes they're slow, and so I tend not to read those kinds of books. But there is Max over at Well Done Books, and Rincey over at Rincey Reads, and there's Mercedes over at Mercy's Bookish Musings, and they all read literary fiction. They all have wonderfully edited videos, and they all have really good reviews on the books that they have read, and it makes me want to read those books even though I'm not interested. Like, I'm like, oh, well, they really liked it and they did a really good job at talking about it. Maybe I'll like it too. And that kind of got me motivated into reading a little bit more classics last year because I watched these people and enjoyed watching their videos on classics, and so I was like, well, I want to read that kind of stuff too, or I want to be more well-rounded in my readings, and so I just really like them. And then there's Erica over at The Perks of Books. She's amazing. I don't know how she does it, but she's got the best skit videos, and they're just so funny, and I just love it. And she's like a super like pirate fanatic, and she loves Jack Sparrow, and I love Jack Sparrow, not to the extent of Erica, but just she's so fun to watch, and like I said, I love her videos. If you do something creative as a booktuber, you will get people to come and watch. You don't have to make book hauls. You don't, I promise. If you're a collector and you have itchy fingers and you like buying stuff, then obviously you're going to have book hauls, but you don't have to. If you are interested in book hauls, though, definitely check out Justine's channel at Justine Vendel. She has a ton of book hauls and book unboxings and like book subscription box unboxings. I love her. I love her. And she reads a ton. It's not like she buys all these books and they just sit on her shelf. She actually reads a billion books. Alright, and then there are, if you like science fiction and you like learning, definitely check out Elizabeth's channel at Books and Pieces. she's a super fast talker. I mean, you really got to pay attention when you watch her videos. She talks extremely fast, and she loves science fiction. And like most of her book talks are about science fiction and the like history of science fiction or science fiction books. And right now she's doing a series where she's talking to people who work with books, either authors or librarians or people in the publishing house. Like, I am super excited for this series because every time I watch her videos, I learn something new. She talks about the way books are made and about where the books came from, or their, you know, just history, information. I love her channel. She's so informative, and it's so just I just love it. I have a hard time with with adjectives because all of them are the same. She's just amazing. And if you like sci-fi and fantasy books and you want to get on the bandwagon, or you want to do read-alongs, there are a ton of booktubers. I don't subscribe to all of them because I don't know. But I do have a few that I am subscribed to, and that's Lindsay at Lindsay Ray, Samantha over at Novels and Nonsense, and Sarah at Books and Junk. They all read a ton of sci-fi and like epic fantasy books. And there's like every time you watch a video of theirs, in their info box, it just talks about their huge like Booktube group. And they all read the same books together every month, and I think that's brilliant to have that kind of bond with friends on Booktube. I mean, you don't have to think that just because we are doing this on the internet that we can't be friends. Like it's real. It's not fake friends. I mean, once you have a bond with somebody, it's for life. No, I'm just kidding. But I just enjoy watching their reviews and their channels. And like with Lindsay, she does a ton of books every week, which makes me want to read a ton of books because I'm super competitive. Not that I'll ever be able to compete with her because she's amazing, but it just makes me want to read more too. And it makes me want to read sci-fi. It makes me want to read epic fantasy, which I'm scared of both. I don't think that I will enjoy these books because I don't have the knowledge for those kinds of books, or the attention span for those types of books, but I want to read them. Who else haven't I talked about? There's Keely, which I love her, and she's at A Bibliophile's Journey. She reads indie books. I don't hear anybody else reading indie books, and she's like a huge indie book reader and horror reader, and I get a lot of recommendations from her channel. A lot of my horror books that I buy is because of her. And she's so sweet, and indie books need to be promoted because there are struggling authors out there that want some love too. Who else? Oh, Chapter Stacks. Katie at Chapter Stacks. She's brilliant. She reads a lot of adult horror and adult like suspense thriller books, psychological thrillers. I absolutely love her channel. She's super honest. And that's one thing. On Booktube, I don't cuss very often. I might say the word shit or whatever, but I don't cuss like a sailor. But even I do that in my everyday life. But I feel like I need to not in my videos for some reason, but she does. She F-bombs all the time, which I enjoy because I'm an adult and I should be able to listen if I want to listen to F-bombs. I think it's hilarious, and it gets your point across. It's like a strong adjective. Like, I love this book so much. And if you want to talk about F-bombs, you could also watch Barry over at Baz Pierce. He's got strong opinions, and he's always using the F-bombs, and I just think it's so funny. I know a lot of people don't enjoy cursing because it's unintelligent, and it's, you know, like, it's not, I don't even know the word. You should be able to have a better vocabulary than using bad words, but bad words can be fun, and I enjoy listening to bad words. So if you like adult horror and a little bit of bad words colorfully spread into your reviews, definitely check out Katie or Barry's channel. And Barry reads like strictly Victorian historical fiction. Like he reads the classics mostly. A lot of Bronte sisters and Charles Dickens and all that jazz. He solely just reads classics. He'll bring in a modern classic or a YA every now and again, but he usually doesn't, and I just love his videos because he's super witty and smart, and it's just so entertaining to watch him. I think I got all of them, didn't I? Oh, and not last, but somebody else that I didn't talk about was Sylvia over at Wish Fulfillment. She's the only person that I know of that like always tries a book out, and if she doesn't like it, she DNFs it and doesn't give a shit. Like, I don't care. I didn't like this book. I have no problems in saying I don't like this book. I didn't enjoy the way it was going, yada yada. And I just love that. Like, I feel really bad when I don't like a book, and I don't like DNFing anything. I want to make sure that my opinion doesn't change because, you know, the first 100 pages could be terrible and slow. But the middle could be quicker, and then the ending could be bomb, and then you'll want to read the sequel, and then the next book if it's a trilogy. Sometimes books start off slow because it has to build up for world building or character building or whatever. And she's just like, if you don't get me right off the bat, I won't. Or she'll hold off and try it again later. And I enjoy that. I enjoy that she's so honest, and she'll say, nope, I didn't like where this was going. I didn't like the theme of this book, yada yada, and forget it. I'm not doing it. I just love watching her reviews because you don't have to like the book that everybody else likes. You don't have to. And I think that's all of my booktuber shout outs. That's a lot. I will leave all their links down below as well. But to round up this extremely long book talk video, look at the camera. Look at the camera so that people know that you're talking to them. Have good lighting. It doesn't have to be expensive lighting. You could just use natural light, but make sure it's on your face so you're not in the dark. And I use my phone. I have a Samsung Galaxy 3. Like, it was the free one that I could get with Verizon. And I film all of my videos on my phone. I don't own a real camera. It works. You can use your webcam. You can use whatever you want to film. If it's lighted properly, nobody will know. It's fine. There's lots of different ways to be a booktuber. If you like to do reviews, do reviews. If you like to do skits, do skits. If you like to do hauls because you're just a collector, do hauls. If you want to buy all the books that people are buying, go ahead and buy them. But if you like to buy books that nobody knows about, that's fun too. Underhyped books are amazing, and I love buying books that I've never heard of or have never read a synopsis on. It's always like opening a present. It's a surprise every single time, and it makes you, you know, learn new authors and get to know new genres and give everything a try. When you're eating a certain food, you know, you may not like it the first time. Try it like 5 or 6 times and your taste buds may change. Same thing with reading. I didn't like contemporary. I used to read it when I was younger, like in my early 20s, because I just grabbed contemporary all the time. But then I got older and I didn't want to read lovey-dovey stuff anymore. And then this year I realized that you don't have to read lovey-dovey contemporary. There's dark contemporary, and there's, you know, adventure contemporary, or there's, you know, mental illness contemporary, like things that are interesting, but they're also contemporary. And contemporary just means realistic, you know, like things that could happen every day. And I didn't realize that. And so I am starting to enjoy a genre that I never thought I would. And that is great. So be yourself. Don't worry about what others think of you. If you don't have a lot of subscribers, who cares? This is just for fun anyway, right? The higher up booktubers, the ones that have 50,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers. That's great for them. That's amazing, especially since they're so young and they're in their early 20s. I think that's awesome. If you start off in the internet and then, you know, explode and you have like a whole bunch of things that you can do now, like interview authors and go to book signings and all this stuff. That's great. That's awesome. But if you're not like them, who cares? I hope you guys enjoyed this extremely long video. I just wanted to get all of that off of my chest, to shout out all of my favorite booktubers. I'm subscribed to a ton. This was just a small amount of booktubers that I could fit in this video, and where they kind of had something in common with other booktubers, so I could put them in a category. But all of them are good, and if you are just starting out, welcome. It's a lot of fun, and we are a pretty loving community, so enjoy it, because it's great. It's really fun, and I enjoy it. And that is it. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!